Hello everyone, this is Arun Shaji and I will begin our group presentation by introducing our topic hiring talent and exploring the academic foundation of this important talent management function. Later, my team members will connect this insight to real-world practices at Big W. Hiring talent is a foundational part of any organization's human resource strategy. It goes beyond simply filling job openings. It involves attracting, selecting, and onboarding individuals who aligns with both the skills, requirements, and cultural values of the organization. It's widely recognized that effective hiring has a direct impact on employee engagement, productivity, and long-term retention. As Blohart explains, strategic hiring aligns people's practices with organizational goals, helping firms build a sustainable competitive advantage. This is closely tied to the resource-based view, which argues that human capital, when managed correctly, becomes a unique resources that that competitors can't easily replicate. High quality hiring ensures that an organization brings in people with the knowledge, skills, and abilities that drive innovation and performance. Hiring is also about fit, not just technical capabilities, but how well someone's personality and values align with company's culture. This is where the person-organization theory by Christoph Brown comes into play. It suggests that employees who share the values and missions of the organizations are more likely to be committed, productive, and engaged in the long term. This is especially relevant for organizations like Big W, where the employee customer interface is central to business success, and hiring for culture is just as important as hiring for skill. Now, let's talk about hiring in today's market. There are several modern trends and best practices shaping our organization attract and select talent. One of the most significant shift is towards data-driven hiring. Many firms now use predictive analytics to identify patterns in successful candidates and apply these insights to future recruitment decisions. For example, Google uses structured data to continuously refine its hiring algorithm, aiming to eliminate bias and improve accuracy. Another major trend is the adoption of artificial intelligence and automation in recruitment. Tools like HireVue and Sapphire AI, which Big W uses, employ AI to conduct video or chat-based interviews. These tools evaluate tone, language, and behavioral indicators to rank candidates, a process that significantly reduces time to hire while improving consistency across applicants. A third best practice is inclusive hiring. In today's workforce, diversity is just a goal. It's a necessity. Research from Hunt shows that diverse teams are more innovative, making better decisions and perform better financially. Inclusive hiring means using structured interviews, blind resume screening, and ensuring accessibility for neurodiverse and differently abled candidates. And I also missed something. Technologies can also help unconscious bias by focusing on behavioral data rather than visual or name-based impressions. That's another best feature of AI. There's also growing focus on the candidate experience, a concept that acknowledges how a person is treated during the hiring process. It directly impacts their willingness to join or recommend the organization in the future. This includes prompt communication, feedback, and realistic job reviews. Lawrence found that a positive candidate experience improves offer acceptance rates and reduces early turnover. Many companies are now using gamified assessments or realistic simulation tasks to make the hiring process more interactive and engaging. One of the most widely applied is the AMO framework, which stands for Ability, Motivation, and Opportunity. This model suggests that employee performance is driven by a right mix of ability, like what they can do, motivation, what they want to do, and opportunity, what the job allows them. Hiring directly influences the ability aspect, making it the gateway to effective talent management. The strategic HRN model by Wright also plays a key role. It states that HR practices, including hiring, must be closely aligned with the overall business strategy to ensure human resources contribute directly to organizational outcomes. For instance, if a business strategy focuses on customer service excellence, then hiring must prioritize candidates with strong interpersonal and problem-solving skills. Another useful lens is the best fit versus best practice debate. Best fit approaches suggest tailoring hiring strategies to the organization's unique context. For instance, using community-based hiring for regional retail stores. In contrast, best practice strategies propose universal methods that always work, such as using structured behavior interviews, which research shows is more productive and performance than unstructured ones. In conclusion, hiring talent is not just an organizational task. It's a strategic function that shapes the future of workforce and the business. The integration of theory, technology, and best practice ensures that hiring decisions are not only efficient but also ethical, inclusive, and aligned with long-term goals. I will now hand over to Tanya, who will walk you through how Big W manages its hiring process on the ground. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Tania and I will be taking you through how Big W, one of Australia's most recognized retail chains, manages its hiring function in practice. So, as Arun mentioned earlier, hiring is not just about filling vacancies but about strategically bringing in talent that aligns with organizational goals and values. Big W offers a great example of how hiring is managed at scale while still maintaining fairness, inclusivity, and structure. Big W is a part of Woolworth Group, as we all know that it's a part of Woolworth Group and is one of the largest employers in Australia. The company operates over 170 stores across the country and employs more than 18,000 people across various roles, including retail floor staff, and department supervisor, supply chain worker, and corporate support teams. So, given the diversity and scale of its operation, BigW's hiring strategy needs to be efficient, inclusive, and capable of handling large volume of application, especially during peak seasons like Christmas, back to school, Easter, etc. And what makes Big W particularly interesting is its commitment to social responsibility through hiring. They have strong links to community focused recruitment, including partnership with organizations that support indigenous employment, disability employment services, and youth job programs. So these initiatives reflect the broader Wolfswith Group's value of accessibility, diversity, inclusion, which are embedded right into their hiring framework. So now looking at their actual hiring process, Big W follows a structured approach. It typically starts with advertising vacancies on their Wolfswith Group careers website, Seek, and LinkedIn. Applicants fill out an online form that includes their resume and some of the basic details and a few situational or behavioral questions. Following this, shortlisted candidates may go through automated screening tools, which my teammate Danwandi will explain it later, followed by a behavioral based interview. So, this interview usually assesses competencies like teamwork, communication, adaptability, and customer service, which are critical in a retail environment. Reference checks follow, and successful applicants are then onboarded into the role. So, what's more important is to highlight here is consistent use of behavioral interviews, which are structured and competency based. So this aligns with research by Cambion, who who found that structured interviews are more valid and reliable predictors of job performance compared to informal ones. In addition to this, Big W they support internal promotion transfers to its internal job portal. So employees are encouraged to apply transfers to its internal to leadership roles or move across employee department jobs, creating a clear pathway for growth. This internal mobility approaches reflects the idea of developing talents from within a hallmark long of long-term strategy. Beyond the basic process, Big W also invests in strategic recruitment campaigns and employer branding during peak periods. The company launches national hiring campaigns to attract thousands of casual workers for temporary roles. These campaigns are well integrated with digital media, social platform, and traditional advertising. For example, during the 2022 holiday season, Big W, they ran a campaign to recruit more than 2,000 seasonal staff using both external and internal referrals to drive applicants. So, what sets this campaign apart is how they are framed, with messages like better together and we care deeply, which reflect the company's people first culture. This emotional branding not only appeals to candidates but also differentiates Big W from other retail employers in a competitive labor market. According to Tiku and Bacos, the strong employer branding improves the quality of application and reduce cost pre-hire as candidates are more likely to be engaged with companies whose values they resonate with. Big W branding and communication consistently promote inclusivity, flexibility, and career progression, which enhances their appeal, especially to Gen Z and millennial applicants. So, now looking at the strengths and challenges Big W's hiring approach, there are several key takeaways. On the strength side, Big W has a well structured and scalable hiring framework. It's about both at Big W as a well-structured and scalable hiring framework which supports both high-volume recruitment and targeted hiring for specialized roles. The company also shows a strong commitment to inclusive hiring with real partnership and campaigns and aimed at the underrepresented communities. Additionally, their clear internal mobility structure ensures that current employees are recognized and promoted, which support retention and engagement. So, however, there are also different challenges. High staff turnover, which is a common in retail, means that recruitment is a continuous process. This put pressure on HR teams to constantly attract and train new employees. Another challenge is that while most of the process is streamlined, some stages, particularly at the store level, still involve manual shortlisting or informal decision making, which can lead to inconsistencies. There are also ongoing challenges of adapting hiring practice to attract tech savvy talent, especially for roles that require digital literacy or hybrid retail technology skills. To conclude, Big W's hiring practice are a strong example of how a large traditional retail organization can implement modern, inclusive, and strategic hiring process. Their approach reflects the theories and trends, as Aaron mentioned earlier, from person organization to fixed data-driven practice, and balances operational need with social responsibility in a fast-changing retail landscape. So Big W's structured yet adaptable approach allows them to remain competitive and relevant as an employer of choice. Thank you. And now I will hand over to Danwandi, who will guide us through the technology Big W uses to power its hiring process.
Thanks, Tanya. I'm Dhanvanti, and in this part of our presentation, I'll be discussing the role of technology in the Big W's hiring function. As we have seen that hiring in large-scale retail environment requires efficient, scalable process, and what that's where the technology plays an important role. Big W, as part of Woolworths Group, has embraced several advanced tools to modernize and streamline the recruitment with a focus more on the fairness, speed, and the data driven decision making. To start with, let's talk why technology is a game changer in the hiring process. In today's market, organizations are dealing with thousands, sometimes hundreds of candidates for different roles. Manual processing is not only insufficient but also prone to biases and inconsistency. According to the LinkedIn's Talent Trends Report 2022, 86% of the recruiters are saying that I are using the digital tools, and um, tools has improved their hiring process and outcomes, and 67% of the organizations use AI based platform to screen and shortlist their candidates. Big W is no exception. One of the more important innovative platforms used in their hiring process is Sapia AI, formerly known as Predictive Hire. This is an AI powered uh, interview platform that conducts chat-based interviews to the candidates, and the candidates have to respond to 5 or 6 behavioral questions in a conversational format. The AI then evaluates language and the use of sentence structure and the key traits such as the accountability and adaptability, and using natural language processing and behavioral science. According to the Sapia's AIs on Analytics, the Sapia has processed over 6 lakh candidates across the Woolworths Group, including the Big W, and reduced time to hire by over 30% while improving the candidate engagement. This platform are designed to minimize biases by removing visual and demographic identifiers from the process. That means hiring decisions are completely based on how candidates express themselves and how well they align with the required behavioral competencies and not on their name or their accents or their appearances. This supports ethical and inclusive hiring, aligning with what Upadhyay and Khandelwal 2018 described as AI facilitated fairness in recruitment. For high volume like retail associate, shelf fillers, or the team leaders, which Big W frequently recruits for tools such like Sapia provide consistency and objectivity that the traditional interviews often lack. Alongside the Zapier, other platforms like HireView, which uses AI to analyze facial expressions, vocal tone during the interviews, and the Pimetrics, which gamifies hiring through the neuroscience-based test to assess cognitive and emotional traits. While Big W has primarily used Zapier, there is potential to adopt or integrate other platforms as their needs evolve, especially for leadership, digital focused roles that may often uh, from deeper behavioral analysis. And next, moving on to another crucial technology, Big W uses applicant tracking system ATS, and ATS is a centralized system that manages the entire life cycle from job posting, candidate application, shortlisting, communication, and offer management. While Big W hasn't publicly disclosed the name of their ATS, it is widely believed that they use the Workday, which is the default HR platform used by the Woolworths Group. Workday's ATS is integrated into the HR information systems, creating a seamless connection between the recruitment, onboarding, payroll, and the performance management. This kind of integration is critical for operational efficiency. It also allows hiring managers to view all the applicant data in one place and schedule interview directly through the system and initiate onboarding workflows automatically through the system. It also helps the HR teams to track important metrics like time to fill, applicant resources, and cost per hour. According to Marler and Botroy 2017, HRIS ATS integration enhances data accuracy and strategic reporting, helping the organization make smarter and stronger hiring decisions for like the companies like Big W with thousands of applicants per cycle. The centralization ensures nothing fails through the cracks. Now, we have discussed like while the technologies offer many benefits, there are some limitations that are to be acknowledged in these AI technologies. One of the major limitations is the risk of over automation. If hiring becomes like entirely depends on the mission driven, the human element will be completely lost, especially in the roles where the emotional intelligence and the culture alignment are critical. For example, an AI engine may not dictate the subtitles in a communication, but while conducting an interview, a human interviewer would pick up on. Also, while AI tools like Zapier claim to reduce biases, they are like still algorithms and they can inherit biases from the data they have trained on. If not continuously monitored or improved, these tools could unintentionally like reinforce stereotypes. Another limitation is that the digital accessibility, like not all candidates, particularly those from the low incomes or older demographics, may be not comfort using the AI interviews or online application. This creates a digital divide, potentially disadvantaging capable candidates who lacks to access the technology or digital literacy needed to navigate the system. Strategic Human Resource Management 2021 warns that the AI must be evaluated regularly to ensure they meet all the ethical and accessibility standards. Despite all these challenges, the benefits of using recruitment technology at Big W clearly outweigh the drawbacks, especially when these tools are like used in connection with the human judgment. Recruiters still play an important role in interpreting the data, conducting the final interviews, and ensuring that these candidates align with the team culture and overall organizational values. In conclusion, Big W's hiring process is a strong example how technology can be used to make recruitment more efficient, inclusive, and consistent. Platforms like Sapia.ai combined with ATS and HRI's integration allow Big W to process high application volumes without compromising on fairness or candidates' experience. By embracing AI and digital tools, they are not just keeping up with the industry's trends, rather they are setting a standard for smart, scalable, and ethical hiring in the retail sector. Thank you. Now I'll hand over to Nandana, who will take us through the innovative practices Big W is implementing and where there is a room for more improvement.
Thanks, Zanwadi. I'm Nandana, and in my part of the presentation, I'll be talking about innovation, specifically how Big W has introduced, embraced, and could further improve innovation within their hiring process. As we have already heard, Big W has adopted some impressive technologies, but innovation in HR doesn't stop at automation. It's about continuously evolving to meet new expectations, improve fairness, and enhance both candidate and business outcomes. Let's begin with the current innovations Big W has already implemented. The most notable innovation is their use of Sapia AI, conversational artificial intelligence platform that conducts chat-based interviews. This is a significant shift from traditional hiring methods and represents a move towards bias-free, scalable, and candidate-friendly recruitment. Sapia AI allows candidates to complete their interviews on their own time from any device without needing to dress formally or travel. The system evaluates responses based on behavioral science principles, analyzing things like sentence structure, tone, and key indicators of soft skills. According to Sapia own metrics, their platform has been shown to reduce time to hire by up to 40% and increases candidate satisfaction by 23% compared to traditional phone screening. This is a strong innovation because it combines efficiency with fairness, something that's often hard to achieve in high volume retail hiring. Beyond just assessment, Big W also uses digital dashboards generated by their AI system to gain real time recruitment analytics. These dashboards provide insights into candidate demographics, dropout points in the application process, and overall hiring funnel health. This level of insight also allows Big W to adapt quickly. For instance, if there's a spike in applicants dropping off during the AI interview stage, HR can intervene by simplifying instructions or improving mobile accessibility. This reflects a data driven response approach to hiring, one that's becoming increasingly important in today's agile workforce models. However, while Big W is certainly ahead of using AI for screening and analytics, there's still room for innovation in other stages of the hiring process. One area for improvement is the engagement and assessment methods used post screening. Currently, the process mostly involves standard behavioral interviews and reference checks. But companies across the globe are now using gamified assessments and realistic job simulations to engage candidates and test role specific competencies in a more interactive way. For example, platforms like Primetrix and Codlity use short games and tasks to assess problem solving, memory, and emotional intelligence, and even creativity. These tools not only make the process more enjoyable for candidates but also yield more accurate data about how they would perform on the job. Big W could adopt such tools for roles that involve customer service scenarios, teamwork, or even crisis response, which are common in retail settings. Another improvement could be in personalized onboarding. While not strictly part of the hiring stage, onboarding is a natural continuation of recruitment, and innovation here can dramatically impact new hire retention. BigW could consider using mobile onboarding apps like Enboarder or Talmundo, which guide new hires through their first week with interactive checklists, video introductions, and digital buddy systems. According to a study by Glassdoor, strong onboarding increases new hire retention by 82% and productivity by 70%. So, investing in this area would bring both immediate and long term value. They could also enhance the candidate communication process with AI chatbots. While they already use automated emails through ATS, chatbot like Paradox's Olivia offer real-time support answering questions about job roles, schedules, or next steps. This would particularly benefit younger candidates who are accustomed to on-demand digital interaction and may feel more comfortable engaging with the chatbot than waiting for HR to respond. Now, moving to a global perspective, some companies serve as excellent inspiration for how innovation in hiring can be scaled effectively. For instance, Unilever has integrated AI-powered video interviews using HireView and gamified Pimetrics assessments across its global hiring strategy. Candidates complete a series of online games and record responses to scenario based questions, which are analyzed using AI and reviewed by trained recruiters. This hybrid model maintains fairness and efficiency while keeping a human touch in final decisions. Similarly, PwC uses a virtual case experience platform where candidates complete real business scenarios in a gamified environment. This not only provides better insights for recruiters but also allows applicants to experience the company's work culture before being hired. Big W could easily adapt these models into a retail context uh, by developing short customer service simulations that reflect day to day store responsibilities. The takeaway here is that innovation isn't only about technology, it's about mindset. It's about reimagining every stage of the hiring journey to make it more candidate centric, data informed, and value adding for the business. BigW has taken significant steps in this direction, but they can push further by experimenting with new tools, integrating candidate feedback loops, and personalizing the journey based on the role types and applicant demographics. To conclude, Big W is doing a commendable job in using innovation to improve the efficiency and fairness of their hiring process, particularly through AI based screening and analytics. However, innovation should not be static. It must evolve with changes in workforce expectations, technology capabilities, and competitive pressures. By expanding into gamified assessments, virtual onboarding, and more interactive candidate experiences, Big W can not only remain competitive but become a leader in innovative, inclusive hiring in the Australian retail space. Thank you. Now I'll hand over to Veena, who will wrap up our presentation with a summary, reflection, and references.
Thank you, Nandana. Hello, everyone. I'm Veena, and I will be wrapping up our presentation with a quick summary of everything we have discussed, and then I will share some key reflections on what we have learned about hiring the right people. To begin with the summary, our topic, hiring talent, sits at the heart of the effective talent management and directly influences long-term organizational success. Arun started us off by explaining that hiring is no longer just an administrative function, but but a strategic business activity. He walked us through foundational theories like the resource-based view and the AMA framework and person organization fit, all of which help explain why hiring the right people matters for sustainable or competitive advantage. He also highlighted current trends such as AI recruitment, inclusive hiring, and data decision making, setting a solid theoretical foundation for our case study. Tanya then took us into the real world application of these ideas, specifically looking at how Big W manages its hiring processes. She explained that Big W's approach is structured, scalable, and aligned with their brand values. Their focus on community recruitment, inclusivity, and internal promotion reflects best practices in retail hiring. After that, Dhanvanti examined the technology driving Big W's hiring engine. We saw how tools like Sapia.ai help process over 6 lakh applicants with efficiency and fairness, using AI powered language analysis to evaluate traits like fairness, like uh, like traits like resilience and accountability. Vandana then took us a step further into innovation. She reinforced that while Big W's is already using modern tools, there is still scope to innovate further. For instance, the use of gamified assessments, personalized onboarding apps, or more interactive candidate experiences could help elevate hiring even more. Bringing all of this together, our analysis shows that Big W's hiring practices are a textbook example of aligning theory with practice. They demonstrate how large organizations can use structure, technology, and innovation to create hiring systems that are fast, fair, and fit for future. Now, moving into the reflection, this assignment has been more than just a group project for us. It's been an opportunity to understand full scope of hiring talent, a strategic and modern context. One of the biggest takeaways is that new hiring is no longer about simply assessing qualifications. It's about creating a holistic, inclusive process that reflects organizational values, uses reliable data, and adapts to emerging challenges. Another key insight was the importance of employer branding and communication. As Tanya discussed, the W doesn't just post job ads, they share message about who they are, what they believe in, and who they want to work with. As a team, this project also taught us the value of collaboration. Each of us brought a different strengths to the table, research, writing, analysis, and presentation. And together we created a cohesive narrative that connects theory, practice, and innovation. Before I close, I would like to acknowledge the key resources we relied on throughout our research. These include peer-reviewed academic journals like Personal Psychology, Human Resource Management Journal, and International Journal of Human Resource Management, along with practitioner sources such as SHRM website. Woolworth Group's 2023 Sustainability Report. For technology insights, we consulted Zapier.ai's official publication. Thank you for watching our presentation. We hope it helped you understand how hiring works in real life and how companies like Big W are changing their hiring methods to to keep up with today's workforce needs. We really enjoyed learning about this topic and sharing our findings with you. Thank you.